Today I got something quite interesting for you guys. Now it's not the Phanteks NV5 case because I already covered that and you've seen the review, but we have, as you can see, a custom loop. And I haven't been doing custom loops for quite some time now, but in general we have it right here, and this is definitely one of the easiest one that you can come up with and assemble. Because right here we're talking about Phanteks Glacier EZ-FIT, and it comes with two type of tubes on the same fittings. So if you're not that, let's say, experienced in hard tubing, you can just go with soft tubing and just start there. And when you get the courage to actually go with hard tubing and, start doing bends and all the other stuff, you can practice because you get tubing and you can go with clear or frosted. It's all up to you to decide. I have frosted right here and they look just brilliant. So you can, start bending them and try everything out, because basically what I did is, this is meter and maybe something meter and a half of tube right here. I didn't use all 2 meters, and it's straight simple, really it is. For hard tubing, it's a bit different story. Okay, I totally understand. You do have to do a couple of bends on one tube. That's something that you need a bit more experience, but soft tubing is really straightforward. So I'm going to go into the harder part and explain the hard tubing, but I have to tell you all the parts that you get inside this box, because it's just there. Everything is there, and the only thing that is missing that you need to acquire additionally is basically the liquid. So what we get here is the Glacier EZ-FIT 140 Res D5 pump, and this is a pump res combo, and as you can see, it's quite easy to mount it, because all the reservoirs that I had so far, they had two-sided mounting brackets. You have to mount them on one side and on the other, and this kind of restricts the possibility in some tight spots, restricts the possibility because you have to either mount it in one or the other way, so vertical or horizontal. Here you can basically just place it as it is. So what we have right here is the possibility to mount it as such, as I did, and you can just flip it on the other side and mount it facing forward. Of course, you have a possibility to switch the fittings and not go on this side but go on the front, which also gives you an option to reroute the tubing as you wish. So it all depends on the case, first and foremost, but also depends on your visual design and how you want the loop to look. So it's right there. Then the next thing what we have is the Glacier EZ-FIT 450 CPU water block. Now this one is, I would say, the most easiest and the best CPU block in terms of possibility to mount it on AMD and Intel. So it's just like you're grabbing an air cooler or an AIO, and you have different mounting brackets. So you don't have to, for instance, you're having Intel and you're running a EZ-FIT water block and the whole loop, and you suddenly decide to go with AMD. You don't have to buy another EZ-FIT kit or just a water block, because you just swap the brackets and you're good to go, which is definitely much better than buying each time different block, for instance. And when we're talking about mounting it, since I did mount it on AMD, what we have right here is basically removing the original retention brackets, placing the standoffs, and then placing the brackets on the CPU block. Now you have a magnetic cover right here that hides the screws that attach to the retention brackets. Now the retention brackets have an offset, which is outstanding for AMD because, as you know, the cores are located a bit below the center, so this gives a better cooling without a doubt, and better positioning for the block to get into contact with the processor, of course with thermal paste. So you have the same fittings, and I do have to say the fittings are already pre-installed on the radiator, on the reservoir, and on the CPU block. Then we have the Glacier EZ-FIT 360 Rad 30, which means that the thickness is 30 millimeters, and there's nothing left to say. Basically, what we have, the fittings are already there, and that's it. Now, Glacier EZ-FIT 16 HIPMMI tube frosted, as already stated. Then we have Glacier EZ-FIT 16 PVC tube. You get quite enough to basically do even in NV9 a custom loop, so you don't have to worry about that. Then three of these, so D3120 regular 3-fan kit, DRGB. And you get loads of accessories as well. So you have those brackets, well, not brackets, they are, I don't know how to call them. For instance, you heat up the tube when we're talking about the hard tubing. You place the tube when it's flexible on that angular adjustment for the tubing, and you get a certain degree of the tube bent already. You just have to hold it enough so the tube cools down, and that's basically it. Really straightforward. I'm used to bending without those, so it's kind of more of an experience, as I stated. Even though I do have to admit, this tube right here isn't going perfectly as I wanted it, because, as I stated as well, I didn't do hard tubing for quite some time. But what I wanted to do is this tube being parallel with this one, and then bend goes here, and then we have these two going parallel as well. So kind of wanted to have something more minimalistic in that sense. But when we're talking about reorganizing the custom loop, and I don't know if you already seen this or from somebody else, but making it easier for hard tubing to align everything properly. So for instance, what I wanted to do is, as you can see right here, I wanted to align the radiator, so you just have to have this small bend right here. If I went with a straight tube and then just bend it by 90 degrees, then I would most likely block this tube right here. But if I went with the first fitting, then I wouldn't be able to do a proper bend directly and to make it parallel. Then I had to go a bit further outside, and then you will have the parallel tubes right here. But you know, it's all up to personal taste, and of course the limitations for res pump combo, because you can't move it forward and backward too much. So this ended up to be perfect. And when you think about the second tubing for the radiator, it goes directly to the CPU, so you just have to lower down by 90 degrees, try to have more parts of the tubing at the top so you can cut and kind of level with the CPU opening, the CPU fitting. And this gives you more, I would say, more flexibility, because you just cut the parts as much as you need until you get the proper alignment with the CPU fitting. And then, well, basically after that, you just have to do another 90-degree bend towards the CPU. This tube was a bit difficult-ish, I would say, because we have 190-degree bend over here, 90-degree bend over here, and twisted double 90-degree over here, because, as I stated, I wanted to do two parallel tubing design. In general, it's quite straightforward mounting everything. As I stated, you already know everything about mounting the CPU block. That's really quite easy as mounting, I don't know, an AIO block or a CPU tower cooler. Same mechanism goes in that. For the radiator, what you have to do is place the fans. Same on the AIO. Place the fans prior of doing anything. Place it on the radiator and then place the radiator on top. And when we're talking about a res pump combo, you have to, in this scenario, place the mounting bracket on the reservoir with two screws. You can't miss them. They are really specifically designed. And then with a bit longer screwdriver, attach it with the much more threaded screws to the fans. So you do have to remove these covers on the fans where the pump res combo is actually attached to the fans, but you don't have to worry, it still looks nice and clean. Of course, inside the box you also get the silicone insert that goes into hard tubing, which needs to be placed inside the hard tubing when you're doing the bend and heating up the tube, because otherwise the tube will warp. Now, specifically about this tubing, you do have to heat it up much more than the PETG, but less than acrylic tubing, and definitely much less than the acrylic glass. So it kind of goes both ways. In my workstation that I did the custom loop, I actually had acrylic glass, and there was like, I think, 3 minutes of heating up each tube, each bend actually, which was kind of, you know, tiring, because you have to constantly rotate the tube so it heats up evenly and you don't get any unnecessary like bubbles or knees, elbows, I don't know how you call them properly on English, but the tube doesn't have that perfect alignment. So you do need to rotate it constantly, and left and right, just to get that even heat spread it across the tube where the bend is going to happen. Now, also one more thing, what I would like to say is that you get the cutter, which is actually for the 16 millimeter tubing outstanding. You just find the proper position that you need to cut. You just circle it around, and that's it. The best thing about that is that you have a perfect cut. And what you do, you use that dust paper to brush off the excessive part of the tube on the side and dust it for 45 degrees, so it's easier to go inside the fitting and it doesn't damage the o-ring inside. I know it sounds a bit difficult. I know it sounds a bit overwhelming when I'm giving you so much information, but when you get a grasp of it, and of course my main suggestion and my main advice is get extra tubing. Always get extra tubing if you're starting with this, because you're not going to, maybe you will, I don't know, but just in case you get that last bend with the last tube wrong and you can't fix it, okay, these tubes can be heated up again, but not too much, okay? But just in case you miss that last tube and you don't have anything else, then what you have to do is wait for another delivery. Just order a bit extra just in case, so you don't have to wait a couple more days for a sick build waiting on your table and not working because you can't place any liquid inside. When we're talking about filling up the system, you have the opening at the top, which is a fill port. You just use that bottle that you get inside the box as well. Order a liquid that looks suitable for you regarding the color, and just place it inside. Now, when you turn it on, the pump will immediately clean up all the liquid inside the reservoir and fill up the whole loop, almost whole loop. Now, inside this loop, and of course, depending on the length of the tubes that you're going to do inside your build, this scenario took 675 liters of liquid. So that counts radiator tubing, CPU cooler, and the reservoir, which is almost a full. So yeah, just to give you all the ideas. And of course, if you have some additional questions regarding that and how to actually do this, or you have some specific questions, leave a comment below and I'll answer it, of course, as soon as possible. Now, I know it isn't fair to do benchmarks inside this with a custom loop, but here we go. The CPU in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition, we're talking about 9800 X3D, 71 degrees with the clock speed 4975, and the GPU, this is Zotac RTX 4070 Ti Super. We have 72 on the GPU. Now, Cinebench, this is interesting because it starts at 86 and keeps dropping constantly when it gets fixed at 83. When we're talking about clock speed, the clock speed rises from 5125 to 5145. And the same thing happens in Cinebench scores from 21,397 and even goes up to 21,637, which means that it kind of did perform outstandingly good. And in that sense, what you get, apart from the great cooling, of course, in custom loop, you also get a nice visual aspect of the build, because custom loop always looks good if you do it properly. I mean, I have two builds constantly in my custom loop, so yeah, this is just something that, apart from the performance, gives the visual aspect, and it's more approachable now because you can choose the tubing from one box and you don't have to buy separate fittings for separate tubing. And I think that's quite cool. So guys, I'll put the links below for the NV5 just because it's a great case, for their fans, and because you do need a reverse fan right here and this regular fan here, and of course for the EZ-FIT, which comes in black and white, so you can choose anything basically. So guys, that's it for today. The links are in the description, and if this video helped you or you have some questions, you can leave the comment in the description. Subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you shortly in a new one. Bye bye.